Damn. Damn, sooner or later, I'm gonna have a goddamn pretty eye mixtape, though.
Damn, she's doing another song for pretty eye.
I can't deny her, though. She's my bestie. She's my bestie. That's my bestie. Your pair of eyes had me paralyzed. Toxic nigga, but you made me to a better guy. Smoke, but with you on forever, ever. I could watch you all day, girl, like you're televised. Think like this nigga, they ain't never lied. I left the bitches alone, I had to pick a side. Look in your eyes, girl, you were hypnotized. Of course it was your breasts, hips, and them damn thighs. Close my eyes, I'm still mesmerized. Trying to get mad at my bestie, I tried. That's my bestie, my pretty.
I heard she's the one, she's got it going on. That's my pretty eyes, baby. Yeah, yeah. She don't take no mess. My bestie is the best. That's my pretty eyes, baby. Yeah, yeah. I heard she's the one, she's got it going on. That's my pretty eyes, baby. Yeah, yeah. She don't take no mess. My bestie is the best. That's my pretty eyes, baby. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So, let's be a little on the Karen Reed kick. Since, she filed her civil suit and stuff, they have talked to her dad. Her dad is the sweetest man I've ever come across. So he's just gonna, give us some information about, what's going on in her life and stuff like that since she was acquitted. If you don't know who Karen Reed is, she was accused of running over her boyfriend 22 miles an hour in a snowstorm. She was acquitted on all charges except for driving drunk in relation to her boyfriend's murder. She is since now suing everybody. Hey, Hood. Hey, Daniel. So I figured we'd watch her dad's interview. Happy Thursday. So let's get into it, baby. I cannot wait for these sidebars to come out because when these sidebars come out, I will be covering that too. Also, the next trial that I will be covering is going to be the Brian Walsh trial. It is in the same freaking county as Karen Reed. However, he's accused of murdering his wife and disposing of her body. Well, he pled guilty to disposing her body and something with the investigation. So obstruction of justice, basically. So he pled guilty to those two, and now he's just going to trial for the murder of his wife. And it involves the same police officers and such. But however, just because they framed Karen Reed does not mean that this guy is innocent by any means. However, do I think, they're going to prove that without a reasonable doubt that he murdered his wife, or that, it was a accident, he panicked, whatever, whatever his excuses. Anywho, so let's get into it. So I'm not here all day. And, if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. I do all sorts of stuff. I don't just stick on one topic. I love to do trials. One day I will be out there, doing this stuff when I'm big enough and can afford it. It'll happen because people will like me. Anyways, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. Hype me up after this is over. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And let's get started.
So, Bill, tell me, since Karen's acquittal, how has life been for the Reed family?
It's been in one way, a sense of fresh air. because the looming murder charge now, she's been exonerated from that. But, you know, life still goes on. You know, we're fighting this corruption.
Mm-hmm.
It's a battle. We will.
Right, they're still battling it. It's not over. It's not over for her. She's trying to acquire all the expenses it took to fight this fallacy of a trial, this fallacy charges. Yeah. So she's suing everybody in this case. So the fight's not over. Poor Karen Reed has yet to be able to grieve for the loss of her boyfriend, has yet to recuperate all her house, money, legal expenses, all the above from all this BS that was forced upon her by other police officers to take the heat off of themselves and put it on her, as well as, you know, some civilians and law enforcement agencies. So she's suing everybody, as she should. But anyways, okay, let's finish.
Ultimately prevail. We will win. We've got the truth on our side.
Yes.
And an incredible
Yes, sir. Hey, Rice.
body of lawyers who are passionately and enthusiastically involved in this case. So we go forward and with strength and, you know, faith, and this will get resolved. It's going to be a while, but it will be resolved. And Karen, everything that most people have a sense about in terms of the corruption in Norfolk County will be exposed.
Yes,
that's our belief. That's our hope.
I can't wait.
And that's what we're driving toward.
Where's Karen now? What's she been up to since?
Well, Karen travels a lot, and she spends an awful lot of time working with her attorneys, the local civil attorneys here in Boston, and of course, Alan Jackson out on the West Coast. So she's always on the phone, and with the 3-hour difference in LA time, it could be 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and Attorney Jackson is still in the office. So, I mean, her days are full. She has friends. She travels up north to Florida, Martha's Vineyard, the Cape. And of course, she primarily stays here with my wife and her, you know.
Keeping busy, per se.
Well, she's always busy. She knows this case inside and out. And she's reading all of the legal filings, and she is always in communication with the lawyers, and in a very positive sense in terms of guiding their thinking and listening from their perspective, what the legalities are in terms of the law. So it's an education for all of us.
How vital is Karen's legal team? I mean, would you have gotten to this point without them?
God, no. God, no. First and foremost, Alan Jackson. He's just among a sea of great lawyers. He is.
Let me stop this for a second. So, you know, Karen, let me like that. Karen and Alan Jackson, like, he has been her guardian angel. He is very passionate about this case and seeing it through all the way to the bitter end. I mean, he's not a civil lawyer, but he's pro hoc viced his way back into the court case as one of her civil attorneys, because he does know this case. He does know the Fed findings. He knows a lot about this case. So, okay,
is one of a kind. His skill set, his passion, he's just inimitable. He's just matchless. And he's a great, great man. And we're so indebted to him for how he's fought tirelessly for Karen. And it's not easy when you're 3,000 miles away. And you're traveling, and you got jet lag and everything. And plus she's got an inventory of critical cases out there in California and the like. So, I mean, I don't know how the man does it. I don't know, but we're grateful for him.
I don't think
You ain't
anyone's
got no
too
quit.
surprised by the lawsuit. I mean, some people could have said they saw this one coming. What does your family hope comes from it?
She recuperates all her damages.
One of the lawyers, I think it was David Yannetti early on, said sunlight is the best disinfectant. And this will be the opportunity to depose many of these folks, folks from the Massachusetts State Police and the like. And without the guardrails provided by the criminal prosecution in Norfolk County. So we are confident. We've got, again, fabulous lawyers, skilled, passionate, and working around the clock. You can be bright, well-trained, but you need a work ethic, and their work ethic is just beyond measurement, really.
You're feeling really positive about one person in particular who's kind of helping in your case. Can you kind of talk to me about that?
Lost in yesterday's news of the filing by Karen and her team, the 46-page document that's heavily grounded in evidence, the law, and the Constitution, and brilliantly drafted, was the announcement that this was in the local papers, that a former federal prosecutor who resigned from his dream job earlier this month and was also was reported involved in the federal probe of the investigation conducted by Norfolk County into the Karen Reed matter, has left his job with the U.S. Attorney's Office and has taken up residence, sold his residence, I believe it was in East Boston, and has taken up residence in Quincy, Mass, and will be challenging Michael Morrissey if he decides to run again for the position of Norfolk County District Attorney.
Amen.
And I can tell you personally, I am heartened by that news, because I think this is an individual who probably has a rich perspective of what went on, and to leave his position with the U.S. Attorney's Office to come sell his house and come into Quincy, take up residence so he can be part of Norfolk County to pursue this position of District Attorney for Norfolk County. I couldn't be more thrilled. From what I know of him, I don't know much. I've never met him. I've only seen pictures of him in the local paper, but I know he's from your neck of the woods. He's a native of Lincoln, Rhode Island, graduated from Brown, and I think has his Juris Doctor from University of Wisconsin. So we're just thrilled that the aspect that this man, Attorney Deitch, he's a prosecutor. He comes potentially into this position with prosecutorial experience. He's not a lifetime politician.
Going to be a lifesaver.
So I just say to the residents of Norfolk County, get out there and vote. Please take back your government in Norfolk County. Get out there and vote.
Get rid of the
Definitely important.
corrupted officials.
What do you think about the response that this lawsuit just furthers a fuel that this is a conspiracy theory?
I don't know what else they can say. The truth will be told. The truth will come out. And when it does, I don't think there'll be too many surprises.
Nope.
95% of the population, not only in this region, but in this country, if not around the world, have, after 3.5 years of watching this, 2 trials of what Karen Reed endured, they have a good sense as to what happened. I mean, you can't look at these trials, inverted videos at the Sally Port, John O'Keefe's shredded hoodie that was suggested it was done by when he was left to die on the lawn by being passed over by Karen Reed's vehicle, and yet it was done by a technician at the Massachusetts State Police Lab. All of the witnesses whose testimony was questioned because of recanting earlier testimony that may have gone on during the first trial or in a federal grand jury, it's people are aware what's going on, and you know, it will ultimately come to pass. We will know everything that happened. Justice will be served. It'll be too much of an outcry for justice to just, all right, not be served.
Bill, what do you think is the biggest hurdle for Karen and her team going forward?
Stay healthy, stay strong, and they will. After 4 years this January, they have no quit, as Alan Jackson says, no quit.
Ain't got no quit.
All the fight in the world, because it's a cause. This is an innocent woman who's been set up, who's been framed. This is a cause for justice. As an attorney, if you can't get behind this cause, you're probably in the wrong profession.
So you really think the biggest hurdle would be mentality and staying strong rather than anything legally?
Know the facts, and argue them skillfully, depose the right people. We'll win. We will prevail. There is no doubt in my mind.
How important has Karen shared this with you? How important it is for her to clear her name?
I think most people see her as being terribly victimized. We know she's been objectified.
Okay, I don't think it's just her clearing her name. I think she wants real justice for John O'Keefe, and she is fighting every turn she can to get that justice. Of course, she wants her name cleared. But let's be honest. She has said herself that she and her team are the ones that are fighting for true justice for John O'Keefe.
In terms of some of the vile comments by the now disgraced and former trooper, Michael Proctor, who has since been fired, Karen lives within her own being. She knows she didn't do anything. I mean, true. I mean, she's lost 2 positions at Fidelity, at Bentley, had to sell her home, lost her vehicle, had to liquidate her 401, right? She's lost a lot. And plus, she's had to face the threat every day that this state was going to put her away for the rest of her natural life. And, you know, when people say, how do you face that? She's a strong woman. You know, my wife and I raised a strong daughter, but what she has become is largely on her own. We're so proud of her.
That's beautiful. You obviously have a long road ahead of you too. After coming out of a long road, really, the fight continues. How do you guys feel as a family? How do you move forward as a family? What's your advice there?
Well, to anybody who finds themselves in a situation, a dilemma that seems unimaginable, I think you have to have faith. I mean, we're a prayerful family. We observe our religion. We're faithful to it. And that's important for anyone. You know, our time on this earth is short. We're all mortal beings. And I think if you have that backbone of faith and trust in the Lord, you will prevail. Life will, it'll be sunny again. And it's sunny today. It's getting much better.
Anything else that you wanted to mention that I haven't asked you?
Thanks for the coverage. Thanks for the exposure. Thank you for keeping, this situation in the news. And, I suppose it's hard to not be in this news. I mean, the Karen Read saga she's a brand now. And we love her so much. And she's the most courageous individual I've ever met. Just proud to be her father, as my wife is proud to be her mother.
And she is fighting for not only herself, but people before her and after her.
Well, absolutely. There are people likely incarcerated who were not fortunate or blessed, as we have been in this case, to fight for the truth, to identify attorneys such as Alan Jackson, who can rally to the cause. And they're facing incarceration every day. and maybe some are facing no hope. So to the extent we prevail, and we will prevail, that provides hope to those who maybe do not have any hope. And for those who are in the system right now and those who might be intended to do harm to innocent victims, it would be a wake-up call. Be careful. You know, there'll be another Karen Reed. And hopefully, all right, he or she will have the resources that Karen has.
I do have one more question. Your message maybe to anyone listed in that lawsuit, what would that be? What would you want them to know?
They already know it. I have no message to them, nothing whatsoever. The document speaks for itself. It's rich in details. The granular is thick. If you wade through it, you can't help but come away with a pretty good impression of what happened.
And any message for the O'Keefe family?
We're fighting for Karen, but also parallel to that fight is
Just
getting answers as to what happened to John O'Keefe. So you can't look at this as just one outcome. If we're successful, as I believe we will be, then we will ultimately know what happened to Boston police officer John O'Keefe. So that's how I look at it. I hope they do too.
Well said. I've got nothing else for you unless you have something.
No, good. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.
that is freaking awesome. Okay, we are.
Oh, you think it's possible that it could have been shot off into space, sir?
As an engineer, it's
Shut up, dude. I can't stand your lying face.
She's always busy. She
No,
knows
correct.
this case inside and out.
Okay, let me do Adam. So he mentioned a U.S. attorney, Adam Deitch campaign. What do you call it? Campaign commercial or something? He mentioned Adam Deitch, so let's look that up. Let's see if it'll show me. Maybe I have to Google it. Okay, stop sharing. Let's Adam Deitch, Norfolk district, Norfolk County. DA. Okay, let's watch this. Okay, pause. Okay. We are going to watch his campaign ad. The guy that he mentioned, he was a U.S. attorney. He sold his house to take up residence in Norfolk County so he could run. He seen some injustices and feels like some people need to, whatever. He'll explain it. I can't explain it. But let me put this because I did use other people's, and this is under fair use. Fair use. So don't come for me, please. So we will watch the campaign ad for Adam Deitch. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, and we'll do this. Okay, and then go back over here. Take this off. No, take that off. Thank you. And
where we feel safe, where we have trust in our leaders to serve with competence, integrity, and professionalism, My name is Adam Deitch. I grew up in a community with safe streets, good policing, and faith that those in power were honest, hardworking public servants. Until
they're
10
not.
days ago, I served as a federal prosecutor in Boston. I took on cases throughout Massachusetts: bank robberies, gun and drug cases, child exploitation, cyber stalking, and all kinds of fraud. But what I've spent most of my time doing is trying to root out public corruption in our state, including and especially right here in Norfolk County. I left my job in the U.S. Attorney's Office because when I see a problem, I want to solve it. Over the course of my career, I've learned that the overwhelming majority of police officers and prosecutors work hard and do the right thing. I've also been proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with members of law enforcement who work tirelessly to keep our streets safe. But I also know there can be grave consequences when they don't. I've seen firsthand what happens when police and prosecutors take shortcuts, rush to judgment, and then stubbornly won't consider other possibilities. That's what's been happening in Norfolk County for far too long. That's why I'm running for Norfolk County District Attorney as a prosecutor, not a politician. Norfolk County deserves leaders we can be proud of, who serve with honesty, transparency, and accountability. This campaign is about more than electing a new district attorney. It's about building a culture of accountability and integrity where professional police work protects victims, not insiders, and where we follow the evidence no matter where it leads or who it implicates. That's the standard I've lived by prosecuting corruption throughout Massachusetts, and that's exactly what I'll do as the next Norfolk County DA. Together, let's build a district attorney's office we can be proud of.
So if you live in Massachusetts, vote, vote, vote. Because only you can prevent forest fires. No, only you can prevent a frame job. Anyways, and hold police to a higher standard that they're not going to lie, manipulate, all that great stuff. So anyways, that's my short little live. I am trying my best, my best to do something every day, even if it's only for a couple hours. So on different topics. When I'm still waiting for the DOJ to release some stuff, you know. As soon as they do for the Epstein files, I believe my bro Jordan is going live for that. So stay tuned. I probably will do a live about it. But like I said, the next court case I will be watching is the Brian Walsh murder trial of his wife Anna Walsh. It's also in Norfolk County, Massachusetts. So, however, just because Karen Reed was framed does not mean he was framed too. Just saying. But can they prove it beyond a reasonable doubt? That's my thing. But anyways, okay, everybody, please make sure you hit the like, share the live, hype me up if you can. You know, hit the bell notification, you know, for each time I go live. I really am trying to be monetized by my birthday, which is a month away. So I hope I get there. Please help me get there. They'll like me. They'll really like me. Let the ones you love and care about know that you love and care about them, because tomorrow's not promised. And everybody stay blessed. Bye.